If you're in search of a good-looking side step for your 2020 or newer JT Gladiator while also getting some extra accessibility that other steps may not offer, these Barricade Tubular Drop Steps in a fine textured finish will be a set that you'll want to check out. Now these will be a perfect choice for the JT owner who wants that extra drop from a side step that will help when it comes to added height, whether it's from larger tires, a lift, or even both. Now these will also be a more heavy-duty version of the average plastic or lighter weight step, and while they will be more tailored to on-road driving because of the slightly reduced clearance of the drop step, they'll also offer some solid protection if you want the best of both worlds. Now that's not to say that you can't take these steps on the dirt. Just be mindful that these aren't your most high clearance option, doing well in light to moderate off-road scenarios. The two pieces of the puzzle here are this large upper tube that's going to tuck tight into the pinch weld, and the drop steps themselves working together both functionally and for a stylish design. Now the large upper tube, that's going to cover the pinch weld and create a more finished appearance, as well as protect that portion of the rocker from potential damage. The step, however, will drop down roughly 2 inches from this upper bar, providing a 4-inch wide stepping surface with a die-stamped plate for wide and textured traction, making accessibility easy when it comes to getting in and out of your rig. These steps are made of a tough steel construction, tubular and plated, to not only support a good amount of weight, but also take any hits if needed. Now on top is that fine texture black powder coat that's going to add a more premium feel to the step, but its main purpose is going to be to protect the steel underneath to prevent any rust from forming. These steps will also come with powder coated steel brackets that will offer solid support, rust resistance, and a full bolt-on construction. These are about $325, putting these right in the middle of the price range when comparing this set to others available in the category. Now what stands out about this set though is the dual purpose that it serves, with both the ability to get a solid step into the JT without struggling and having some peace of mind that hazards aren't able to get to that very vulnerable side area on your JT. Now compared to other steps, these are not going to hang super low, which will help with clearance a little bit if you are going off-road, and they will have that fine texture to them to boast a higher quality appearance, making them a great option if that's what you're looking for. This install here will be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and should only take about 2 hours or so to get these bolted up, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised if you got it done sooner. Now at this point we can head over and check out a detailed breakdown on how you can get these onto your JT at home. So that is going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and jump into the install.
Tools required for this install include a ratchet, 10 and 16 millimeter wrenches, and 10, 13, and 16 millimeter sockets. What's up guys? Today we're installing a set of side steps on our Gladiator, so let's get started. So now the first thing I've done is laid out all of our brackets and our hardware. Now we're working on the driver side here, so our brackets are going to be stamped with DF for driver front, DC for driver center, and DR for driver rear, and same thing on the passenger side with P instead of D. Now all of our hardware, I'll explain where it goes once we get under there. In our pinch weld, we have 4 sets of 2 holes. We're going to use the very first set for the driver front. We're going to use the second set for driver center. We're going to skip the third set and then go to the 4th set for the driver rear. So we're going to start off with the bracket that's going onto our pinch weld. So you're going to take your 10 millimeter bolt with a flat washer and go through the front of the pinch weld, and then put your bracket on and get another flat washer and a lock nut on the back side of that bolt. Do the same thing through the other hole. And then you can grab your main bracket. You're going to take your 13 millimeter bolt with a lock washer and a flat washer and thread into the threaded hole above. And then you'll take your 16 millimeter bolt with flat washer to connect the 2 brackets together, and then just grab another flat washer and your nut for the back side. And now I'm going to take a 10 millimeter socket and wrench to tighten down the 2 bolts on our pinch weld first. So So I'm just gonna get that flush with the bottom of the pinch weld. Do the same thing on the other side. And then you can switch to your 13mm socket and straighten your bracket out and tighten down that top bolt. And then take your 16mm socket and 16mm wrench and tighten down the bolt, connecting the two brackets together. And then you can repeat that exact same process for the other two brackets on this side and the 3 for the other side. Now that we have all of our brackets installed, we're ready to mount up our side step. We're going to be using 2 combo bolts on each of these brackets to thread into the rib nuts in the bottom of our side step. So we'll lift this up onto the brackets and then we can thread those bolts in. So now we can take our 13mm combo bolts and thread them through the bracket and into those rib nuts. Now our brackets are slotted here so we can rotate the step back and forth. So just rotate it until your step is level, and then take your 13mm socket and tighten these down. And then repeat that same process for the other 2 brackets and the whole process on the other side.
So that's going to wrap it up for my review and the install of these Barricade Tubular Drop Steps in a fine textured black finish, fitting all 2020 and newer JT Gladiators, and you can find this set right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.